What is up, guys? It's your boy, sleep-deprived Cacus. My baby decided to wake up at 2 a.m., 4 a.m., 5 a.m., 7 a.m., 9. Anyways, today we've got some brand spanking new Destiny 2 news, courtesy of the Bungie weekly update that has just gone live, revealing official information. And this is the final weekly update before episode Heresy launches. And so, let's get started. Now, first of all, what has happened this week within Destiny 2? Well, first of all, we have the continuation of the Past is Prologue event that is happening right now in-game. Definitely, guys, if you haven't seen my video on it, you can check it out, linked right up above. But importantly, it has some very valuable materials and weapons on offer that, for a lot of people's accounts, are going to be some pretty big boosts, and I believe this event does go away with the launch of Heresy. But aside from that, guys, the big thing that happened was that on the Tuesday reset, we had the developer livestream where Bungie fully and officially unveiled episode Heresy. So we have some brand new activities, we have some crazy new weapons, and we have the greatest collab in Destiny 2 history with the Star Wars Collab. If you guys want to know everything that was talked about, revealed in that livestream, again, check out my video on that, linked right up above. Now, after that, guys, yesterday, I did put out my episode Heresy prep guide, showcasing a bunch of tips you can do in this final week to get a huge advantage when Heresy launches. Again, if you want to check that out, linked right up above. And a lot of that information came from stuff we saw within that live stream. But moving on from there into the brand new information revealed in today's TWAB. So the first thing Bungie does is expand on some of the details and information and provide some new screenshots on the information that came out during that developer livestream. First of all, they talk about the new activity coming in episode Heresy, the Nether. So, Bungie says this is a new 3-player activity, and it takes us aboard the Dreadnought, where we'll be looking to root out the Taken Hive. And it takes inspiration from Shattered Realm and the Coil. However, it looks to vary the experience of each playthrough with random patrol zones, encounters, and objectives. It also offers 3 different game modes, and on stream they said there's one like solo exploration mode, there is like a quick one objective and done mode, and then there's like a proper like full the Coil type run through where you're going to be getting a ton of loot. Now, they also say it offers, unique modifiers and ways to power up as you battle through. However, they say just be mindful that there's going to be some negative side effects on some of those boons. On top of that, inside the Nether, everything should be considered a currency, a resource. You have more health and shields, but you don't regenerate health. Ammo drops are also very limited, and revive tokens as well are limited, but you can earn more by, looting objectives, finding secret stashes and stuff like that. So you're gonna have to maybe go off of the beaten path to find some of these extra resources if you're low on ammo, health, etc. Next up, they talk about the legendary weapons coming in Heresy. So first of all, you have the heretical weapons, and then we have this image right here. So 4 heretical weapons, at least at launch with Act 1. You have a sword. That auto rifle is a support frame auto rifle, which is very exciting. The grenade launcher is the first ever arc area denial frame grenade launcher, and then we also have a linear fusion rifle, guys. But we also have reprised weapons from Season of Arrivals, and here are all of them. So we knew about the Cold Denial Pulse Rifle and the Whispering Slab Bow from the stream, but we also get, I think it's like the Hollow Words Fusion Rifle, we get that High Impact Frame Auto Rifle, and we get, I think which was the first ever Caster Frame Sword back as well. So some of these are definitely going to be pretty cool. Remember, they're back with completely new perks this time around, so even ones that maybe didn't slap that hard originally might slap pretty hard this time around. And guys, we've got some breaking new news. The Destiny 2 team official Twitter account just tweeted the Tome of Want. So this is going to be what is replacing tonics and is going to be how you deterministically farm the actual weapons you want. So they say, on day 1, you'll unlock the Tome of Want, giving you options to focus on earning specific weapons, armor, or currencies in addition to general loot drops you'll earn during gameplay. As you complete Heresy activities, you'll earn Essence of Desire to power up your tome's rituals and scriptures, which will specify the desired rewards. To keep you better informed for ritual progress, the tome's tooltip will display a progress bar indicating when you'll earn your next specified reward. This lives entirely within your inventory. So progress is gained by defeating powerful enemies and completing activities. You'll earn more progress from heresy activities, of course, but minor gains can be earned from various activities throughout the game. As we get deeper into heresy, you'll be able to upgrade your tome to be more efficient, increasing the number of rewards that can be earned through a single ritual. And additionally, the tome engravings will be unlocked over time and augment a number of artifact perks with additional effects. These effects will activate anytime a ritual is active within the tome. So there you go, guys. That is going to be actually a welcome addition. It sounds like you can also boost those seasonal artifact perks. Like we saw, they had boosts just through this, setting it up and then just leaving it. You don't have to reapply it mid-activity. You can just leave it and it'll be working. But moving on from there, something else crazy that's going on is they're also reprising the Vault of Glass weapons. So as soon as Episode Heresy launches, you're going to be able to go in and get Deep Sight Vault of Glass weapons and craft the base versions of all of these weapons. But also that means you can go into the hard mode and you can get the time lost version of these weapons, but now they're going to have an origin trait and be enhanceable. So if you're still using some of the fantastic weapons from VoG like Fatebringer, you can basically just get an outright better version starting next season. Now they do say you can go in and earn an infinite number of drops when Vault of Glass is the featured raid. And also you can go and complete it on master difficulty. They don't say anything about like this is being unlocked later, so I think it's going to be available like right off the rip. Moving on from there, there was also some massive changes announced for Trials of Osiris and PvP in general, guys. If you want to see the video on all those announcements, like Trials, you don't have to go flawless to go to the lighthouse anymore, okay? It's just based on win streak, and you can have a 1 win streak and still get in there. Again, if you want to know all those changes, did a video that's linked right up above. Here is the Trials of Osiris armor that is going to be coming. Moving on from there, guys, we have new exotic weapons. The first one here is the Barrow Dyad. Yeah, it's looking pretty crazy here, and they say that they're not going to spoil how you earn it, but we will say it'll be totally worth it. This Strand submachine gun will generate Blighted Seekers when it shoots and regen ammo very fast when it's not. It's a win-win combination. So again, very interesting. This is not going to be the Season's Pass exotic. In fact, we're going to look at that next. So will this come like with an exotic mission in Act 3? If it is, why are they showing it off so early? It seems like there might be some sort of exotic mission or quest that is going to go live as soon as Heresy drops to get this thing. So that could be very cool. After that, guys, again, the Season's Pass exotic is the Lodestar. So this is the first ever primary ammo trace rifle. It shoots a beam of arc energy from the hip, or you can burst fire it if you aim down sights. And then as you do arc damage, you build up an arc alignment meter. And when you special reload, it starts jolting everything. Moving on from there, guys, this is pretty important to know. The Tablet of Ruin is the next seasonal artifact perk, and in the TWAB right here, Bungie reveals every single one of those new seasonal artifact perks. They just went over a couple during the live stream, so we don't know about a lot of these. So starting things off, guys, and remember, these are going to massively impact the meta starting in Episode Heresy. So we have Unstoppable Fusion, and this applies to fusion rifles and linear fusion rifles, Overload machine guns, piercing sidearms, anti-barrier sniper, and unstoppable glaives. Then in the second column, we have overclock and load. So when you're amplified or have bolt charge, arc weapons gain better handling and reload speed. Then you have Deep Alchemy, so weapons with a certain origin trait gain stability and reload for a short duration when hitting any target. They also are overcharged when the modifier is active. You have Volatile Marksman. Rapid Void Weapon precision hits and Rapid Void Weapon final blows grant volatile rounds, and the boost is that volatile detonations grant class ability energy. How is this not in column 5? This is like the best. This is going to be one of the most meta warping things I have like ever seen. giving you automatic volatile rounds for just needing to get precision hits and final blows. Like, every void weapon can give itself volatile rounds incredibly easily. That's what this means. Void weapons are going to be so highly used just because of this next season. Wow. Then we have Legend Incarnate. Weapons with the Time Lost Magazine origin trait, which is the Vaulted Glass one, gain bonus damage and they're overcharged when the modifier is active. Then you have Unraveling Orbs. Picking up an Orb of Power or a Tangle grants Strand Weapons Unraveling rounds. Again, that's insane, dude. I remember when it was Volta rounds for picking up an Orb of Power back when, so that was during the Witch Queen expansion. Like, that was like the most meta setup because it was so easy to get Volta rounds. Now again, it's easy to get Volta rounds and also Unraveling rounds. That is crazy good as well. Then in column 3, guys, you have Hold the Line. When surrounded, machine guns and glaives gain increased reload speed and stability, and final blows heal you. That's actually pretty good. Then we get Dielectric. Defeating arc debuffed targets grants bolt charged. So like basically blinded targets grants bolt charge, or jolted targets. Rapidly defeating arc debuffed targets spawns an Orb of Power and heals a small portion of your health if it's boosted. Then you have King's Vestige. Defeating powerful Taken loads your weapon with Taken energy. The next time you fire, launch 3 Taken Seeker rounds that disrupt and exhaust targets. Wow, exhausted targets deal reduced outgoing damage, so maybe new keyword there. Then we have Disruptor Spike. Improves the effects of exhaust and sever, lowering a target's damage output even further. And also, exhaust is applied by disrupting combatants or by weapons with the Psycho Hack or Subjugation origin traits. So they're taking that Psycho Hack origin trait of deal damage, and then that thing does reduce damage, and they're making it like an actual keyword called exhausted, which is pretty cool. Then you have Photonic Flare. Defeating an exhausted or severed target with arc damage releases a blinding burst, and exhaust is applied by disrupting it. Okay, it goes over the same thing. Then in the 4th column, these are already crazy powerful perks here, guys. In the 4th column, we have Dreadful Finisher. Defeating powerful combatants with your finisher spawns special ammo for you and your allies. Defeating subjugators, tormentors, or champions spawn more ammo. And then you have Maligned Harvest. Rapidly applying volatile causes your next instance of void weapon damage to create a weakening burst. So that's going to be nuts, especially with the column 2 perk that just gives every void weapon volatile rounds. Then you have Flashover. When you gain maximum bolt charge, you also become amplified. Lightning bolts deal more damage. You have Horde Shuttle. Damaging an unraveled target with a weapon occasionally spawns a Threadling. Again, super easy to do with that column 2 perk, giving every strand weapon easy unraveling rounds. Then you have No Bell. Rapid Glaive melee final blows grants special ammo glaives additional ammo. Blocking damage with glaives increases their melee damage to targets. That's pretty interesting. Then you have in column 5, guys, Particle Reconstruction. Dealing sustained damage with fusion rifles or linear fusion rifles partially refills the magazine from reserves and grants them bonus damage for a short duration against that target. This is going to be like the #1 most important thing for boss DPS. On top of that, linear fusion rifles are getting a 10% damage buff, so make sure you take out and infuse your best linears. They are looking like they're going to be completely meta for DPS next season. After that, we have Elemental Supercharger. Defeating exhausted or severed targets with weapons that match your element. Your super element grants super energy, and it tells us stuff about exhaust. After that, you have Heavy Ordnance Regeneration. Dealing sustained damage to targets with a heavy machine gun or rocket launcher grants damage resistance and increases grenade and melee regeneration for a short duration. That's super interesting. And you can remember, you can use this, use a heavy machine gun, and then just use one of the many incredible special ammo fusion rifles, or even linear fusion rifles, right? There's exotic special linear fusion rifles with particle reconstruction. After that, guys, we have Defibrillating Blast. Stunning a champion grants maximum stacks of bolt charge, triggers an arc bolt that heals you and jolts combatants that it damages. This seems insane for like Nightfalls. Then you have Void Flux. defeating weakened targets with a void weapon applies volatile to nearby targets. Powerful targets increase the radius of that explosion. So yeah, guys, the perk that gives void weapons volatile, so they can just activate it themselves for getting precision hits or kills, plus the one that will now spread a weakening burst, plus this void flux where defeating weakened targets will make more guys volatile. Void weapons are going to be busted next season. Like, it is going to be crazy good. Now, moving on from there, guys, we have new weapon mods also coming to Heresy. They say we're adding a new type of weapon mod to help expand the capabilities of your episodic weapons. So like the artifact, fragile weapon mods will offer some unique perks, opening up new build options and adding some firepower to your episodic weapons for the duration of Heresy. Once you've earned a new fragile weapon mod, you can navigate to your eligible episodic weapons to apply it as you would any other weapon mod. Swapping the mod in or out has no cost or limitations. So they say Act 1 will offer 2 fragile weapon mods, and more will be coming in upcoming acts. To give you an idea of what these mods have to offer, here is one of them. So it's called Power of Resolve. Rapid hits with this weapon create a Taken Seeker projectile strong against unstoppable champions. So what that means is that you can take, again, any of the episodic weapons. So I'm not sure, maybe that includes stuff like the Vault of Glass weapons and the Season of Arrival's reprised weapons, but it certainly includes the heretical weapons, right? So you take your heretical weapon, you apply this mod, and seemingly you're going to be able to make it stun unstopped champions with that Taken Seeker, and also just it's going to do more damage with that Taken Seeker. That seems really crazy. And they say we're trying something a bit new with these fragile mods, giving some potent and thematic effects to our new seasonal weapons for the duration of the episode. We used some common themes through these mods, the artifact and the Barrow Dyad exotic weapon, to reinforce that the Guardians are claiming the powers dormant in the Dreadnought for their own uses. So, I mean, it could definitely be pretty interesting. Moving on from there, guys, the dungeon race is nigh. So the Sundered Doctrine Dungeon is going to launch not this Friday, but next Friday, February 7th at reset 9 a.m. Pacific. So they say there's going to be like a official dungeon race coverage with CB Gray and Evan F. You can see the information right here. They're going to start early at 7 a.m. Pacific, and there's going to be a bunch of emblems available, guys. So this emblem is available, I think, specifically from the Bungie Twitch channel during the pre-show, or on Evan F's Twitch channel, or in small quantities on CB Gray's YouTube or TikTok channels. And then, guys, you also have 2 more exclusive emblems during this whole dungeon race. The first one is the Gloaming Dark emblem right here. This is available for all opted-in Twitch channels streaming Destiny 2's Sundered Doctrine during this time frame. And then you have the Heretical Halation emblem right here. This one looks sick, and this is for if you subscribe or gift a sub on Twitch to your favorite opted-in Destiny 2 streamer. So guys, I can tell you for a fact, your boy is going to be live on Twitch during this dungeon race, and I will absolutely have both of these things enabled. So if you head down to my Twitch channel, which of course is linked in the description of the video, and I think it doesn't actually say how long you have to watch for Gloaming Dark, but if it's like other dungeons, you watch for a couple of hours, you get Gloaming Dark, and then if you gift a sub or subscribe, you get the other one. So you have the chance to get both right there. And again, it's myself or any other opted-in Destiny 2 streamer. Now, moving on from there, guys, these are going to be the trophies, I guess, for the first place team. That's a little crazy. And then after that, guys, they also have Destiny 2 Heresy voiceover update. They say in just a few days it's going live. With this, we begin our final epilogue entry for the Light and Darkness saga. Our teams have taken great care to deliver delightful narrative beats and story content for players to enjoy. They say due to the ongoing SEG/AFTRA strike, you may notice that certain voice lines are silent in-game. However, we will have enabled subtitles by default for this release to ensure players do not miss any narrative content. within your gameplay settings. We offer a variety of customization options. So that's actually pretty crazy. And again, like, that's not really Bungie's fault. It's like you have this strike going on. Bungie's like, what can you do? But yeah, it's definitely gonna maybe miss out on some big story moments if it's just silent instead of a character talking. So that's kind of crazy. Also, guys, we have Fireteam Finder mobile updates. You can see right here some of that stuff. And they say specifically what's changing. You have better browsing. And again, another screenshot of that right here. And also you have online only versus allow offline. You also have top level categories. You can see that right here. And you have a new clan tab coming as well, guys, making it easier to join up with the people you know best. After that, they're recapping our Revenant Bungie rewards. So, hey, Vespers host right here. You got a pin right here. You got a sweatshirt right here. You have the collectible, like, wall hanging mount for the Slayers of Fang. You have this metal poster by Displate. And you have the Quantum Entanglement emblem if you make any purchases on the Bungie store before the end of Revenant. Then you have some Destiny 2 socials on Blue Sky. You have Game to Give going strong right here. And speaking of Game to Give, they have a great video here about how some of that money is being spent with the story of a young Guardian Hudson. And of course, the TWAB is linked in the description of this video if you want to go and watch that. And related to all of that, you can pick up the maximum heart emoji today during Game to Give. In fact, they say mark your calendars for our Game to Give livestream on February 6th. So that is right after the launch of Heresy, just before the dungeon. And there's some information on that, and you can get the Retro Boy emblem. Then we have one more round of hashtag D2 fashion feedback where you can like tweet using the hashtag and then you can like give feedback on what types of armor sets you would like to see in the game in the future. So we have the Scarab Shell Mercenary, we have the Street Artist, we have the Bioengineered Behemoth, we have the Bioluminescent Predator, Futuristic Healer, Digital Desert, and then we have Hoplite Tech. And guys, finally, that is going to be it for the TWAB. So a lot of stuff covered there, and definitely some interesting stuff going into episode Heresy. Certainly, again, some of those combinations of those seasonal artifact perks seem crazy. Guys, that is going to be it for the video. Hope you enjoyed and found this informative. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That is linked in the description down below. Again, hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.